The red corner, she comes in wearing the black and gold, weighing in officially at already 119 pounds. Her record: 4 wins, 3 losses, 2 draws. Originally from Toronto, Ontario, Canada, now fighting out of Chicago, Illinois. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing Shelly Barnett. And across the ring, her opponent fighting out of the blue corner. She comes in wearing the black and pink, weighing in officially at 117 1/4 pounds. Her record, an impressive one. 8 wins, 1 of those coming by way of knockout against 1 defeat. Fighting out of Houston, Texas. She is an Olympic bronze medalist. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Marlene Esparza. And your referee in charge here to give instructions, Ansel Stewart.
Okay, boxers, you receive your instruction in the dressing room. I need a good, clean, professional fight. Touch them up. Let's go at the belt.
Marlene Esparza, Shelly Barnett ready to roll here as we get started with our pay-per-view here in Flint, Michigan at the Dort Federal Credit Union Event Center. A capacity of 4,421, 375 allowed in due to COVID-19 safety protocols. It'll sound a lot louder than that though.
Yes, there's a lot of environment here. Very happy to be here. And if Coach James Cooper had mentioned that he wanted Esparza to start slow, I don't think that was the fight plan. I think they were just giving us something because Marlene came out guns blazing.
I think they wanted to see us if we were on our toes, ready to roll. Esparza, black and pink trunks. Shelly Barnett in the black and gold. Esparza victorious in a WBC flyweight eliminator that was a lot closer than the scorecards would suggest her last time out back in late October against Sulan Urbina. But I don't think there was any question. There was little debate that she did come away as the victor.
But she did give away, I'd say, the first 4 or 5 rounds. And that would cost her. And against somebody like Barnett, definitely not a good option because, again, we mentioned it before. She just keeps coming forward, relentless. She can take the abuse and keep ticking.
Shelly Barnett last fought on January 28th of 2020. It was in Toronto. She was outclassed by Mississauga's Amanda Gallet over 6 rounds, and Gallet came out guns blazing. We talk about machine gun Shelly. Gallet threw 113 punches in the round at Barnett. She landed 56 according to the CompuBox stats. Barnett landed 44 the entire fight.
Exactly. And when we speak to Ewan Jackson, her trainer, that's one of the points that we wanted to look at today, production. And I think she's a little too slow again, especially with somebody like Esparza who's came in, no joke. She's really being very active compared to the fight against Urbina.
2-minute rounds in women's boxing, and we are done with, here we go with round number 2 between Esparza and Barnett. And this was a fight even before that loss to Gallet that Barnett said she wanted. She mentioned specifically Marlene Esparza's name, even though they are in different weight classes. You know, she said she's always thought highly of her. She's always wanted a fighter, even from coming up as an amateur. And she took this fight on 8 days' notice.
And the reason why she took it was because she wanted to fight Marlene. She admires Marlene.
He also knows that Marlene has a title opportunity coming up.
Yes, and that would be against Zamora. That fight is to be scheduled by April. And this is an opportunity that any female fighter wants to have.
Esparza trying to work multiple jabs here in round number 2. You can tell she has been able to slow things down inside that ring. She nodded in approval of her Coach James Cooper's advice.
To slow things down, yes, because that's a tough pace, especially with somebody like Shelly that can take the type of punishment and maybe not dish it, but can you really maintain that tempo? one of the things that I brought up was the fact that she did not use the jab. That's an easy setup to start using and throwing and loosening up your arms and, you know, set up the combinations. And once again, the jab's not there.
Comes away with a left hand to the body out of the clinch and a right uppercut to the stomach of Barnett there as time winds down here in round number 2. This is the first of 4 matches here on our main card. Jamie Mitchell and Remy Vasquez coming up next. And a heavyweight battle between Danielle Perkins and Monica Harrison. There you see it as we get busy here in round number 3.
And now Barnett means business. She's finally letting those arms go. Good solid defense. Those elbows going down.
Esparza doubling up with the left hand. And they're still working at close range. Here's the jab that you wanted, Claudia.
Yes.
At least one of them. Lost art.
But if you want to go up in level of opponents, definitely the jab. It's a lost art, but the great ones use them to perfection.
Now with a combo right hand, left uppercut, counter from Esparza.
Esparza looking for that left hook.
Both connect momentarily with a uppercut.
See that small head movement, very slight movement that makes big differences in defense.
Good combo right cross from Esparza. Esparza keeping her body lower.
She's baiting Barnett. She's baiting Barnett to come in so she can use her hooks.
She's taking the bait here.
Yeah, she is.
Overhand right. And another from Esparza. And that is not a knockdown as things wind down here in round number 3. Barnett coming forward, losing her, then having to deal with it. And that all came in defeat for the first time in her pro career against Estrada.
And against somebody that she had like a personal vendetta. Like she wanted to get this done.
She bounced back well against Urbina, now going for a second straight win here against Shelly Barnett. And things carrying over from round number 3 for Marlene Esparza. No, Barnett is not getting hit with,
well,
there's a nice one, a nice
two
left
hooks.
hand, and now tripling up,
Yep.
quadrupling the right hand is Esparza. I was saying Barnett wasn't getting hit with as many punches as she was in that fight against Gallet, but she's not throwing any additional punches
We go back.
in that fight.
And when we talk to Ewan Jackson, that's the one thing they were looking to change. And they worked for that on this fight. Then again, they only got 10-day notice.
A nice uppercut followed by a left hook and another left uppercut. Great movement from Esparza.
And now Barnett's left cheekbone is already swelling.
Esparza is having solid success with that left hand counter.
So it's a combination of Barnett's legs getting heavier. As you can see, she's moving a lot less now. And the punch production, the output, has decreased radically.
Another 3-punch combo. A series of them from Esparza,
Yep.
ending with that left hand. And Marlene Esparza with another crisp round here in Flint. And she could take a lot of punches, but where's the line drawn there?
Defense. Then you work on defense and lateral movements. I mean, if you're not going to up your punch production, then you got to save face, because you cannot keep this tempo if you're trying to look for longevity in a sport like this.
Esparza landed a fight-high 28 punches in round number 4. And she is busy with the hands here in the 5th.
And she's doing whatever she wants with that left hand. Jab, hook. And then she sets up that cross right.
Another left elevator. First to the body, then upstairs.
Yes. That's a true testament to her Mexican roots. You go for the body, you go for the body. The head will fall all on its own.
Esparza continuing to rock Barnett. Not too much action from Shelly Barnett. There she comes back with the 2-punch counter. And Ansel Stewart observing closely here in round 5.
And I wouldn't blame him, because I'm getting so little reaction from Barnett that it's almost concerning.
Can Esparza pick up her 2nd pro knockout of her career? The Ansel Stewart looking in the eyes of Barnett, and now the peppering continues. Barnett getting laced with some discovered power from Esparza here in the 5th.
She's sitting very pretty on that left cross.
Another one that brings Barnett back, and a left hand behind the mitt from Esparza, getting it behind.
Corner and gave her a heads up.
CompuBox count the last 2 rounds has Esparza out punching Barnett 59-16 in punches landed.
But I've given every single round to Esparza.
And Marlen Esparza determined here in round number 6.
And she's so loose. She's so loose.
Coming up next, Jamie Mitchell, Noemi Vasquez. Well, Marlen Esparza, one of 3 Olympic participants on this main card here on pay-per-view, opening up with a bang here against Shelly Barnett.
And as you can see, Esparza has no respect for Barnett's power. Look at that jab. It's coming all the way from the hip.
Beautiful looping right on the move from Esparza.
Yes. Look at that jab coming all the way from the hip. She's giving Barnett all the time in the world because she's not throwing.
Hit, run, hit again from Marlen Esparza. As the time winds down here in the 6th and final round.
I like the change in tempo on Esparza. We saw her come in guns blazing. She brought down the tempo, then brought it up again in the 4th. And she's closing beautifully, very calm, very composed.
One-sided throughout.
At least on our cards.
Yes. See how the judges saw it from their view here in ringside, but Marlen Esparza, 2012 Olympic bronze medalist, doing some easy work here in Flint, Michigan in her return to the ring.
But this is exactly what she needed, especially if she's going to go for a title bout in April. When you've been out for such a long time, even though she fought in October, but she, like you said, she had to sit in that defeat against Denise Estrada for a long time, so you need to get back into your group.
Your score totals. Judge at ringside, Dave DeYoung has it 60-54, and Cantilia Chambers and Pat Schmidt scored 60-53, all for your winner by unanimous decision, Marlen Esparza.
Marlen. Marlon, great performance.